Eventually.
I reckon we've seized it. Seized. Done. Park! Right, back at the workshop a few days later, that's a few days, week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. We've been busy, very busy. And the reason I didn't do the ending at the event was because, as you've seen, we ended up leaving early due to damage to the truck. That and the fact that I was annoyed. I was annoyed with myself. I was frustrated. So didn't think it was. You know, I wasn't really in the mood for talking you through what happened, how it happened, why it happened. But as you can see, we are back on the ramp, back in pieces again. A bit of a big mistake this time. You'll have seen from the footage we took a really big hit, lap 1 as well, which unfortunately means that we have no engine. We walked the track on the Saturday, everything was fine. It was a fairly long, sort of sandy, relatively smooth straight, but at the end of the straight there was a couple of quite large undulations. We walked the track, we stopped at the undulations, and me and Chris, who co-drives with me, we made a comment of, best remember these are here because you know, you could come into them quite quickly. We then, Saturday night, we did the look-see lap, and the look-see lap is basically where everybody gets to go around teams-wise in their own vehicles, but it's a maximum speed of 15 mile an hour and sort of convoy. So you have a steady ride around the track just to get an idea as to where the track goes and what's happening with it. So we did that. Same again, we got to that same point. Let's remember these are here. And ultimately, come race day on the Sunday, lap 1 was going well. The truck felt stronger than it's ever felt before. Plenty of power, no issues with it, everything was perfect. And I forgot the undulations. You've seen, yeah, we came in, I don't know what speed we was doing, but we was way too fast. Hit the first undulation, which then sort of chucked us up into the air. By the time we came back down, we actually hit the sort of the leading face of the second one, quite hard on with the whole front end of the truck. Which meant I'll show you on our spares truck out here, because that Des has got his bumper on, so it's sort of quite difficult to show you what we've had to replace. But you'll see from this one that basically what we've had to do is we've cut the entire sort of lower radiator mount from this vehicle, and we've had to graft that onto Des, because what happened was the mount that was on here, that sort of fixes on there, it had actually bent it underneath. By bending that underneath, it actually broke the fixing points for the sump guard, ripped them clean out. So it took the sump guard off the vehicle. The radiator surprisingly was okay, but it took the sump guard off, which meant that was our lap done. I think we did a 38-minute lap, somewhere around that, for lap 1. Rush back to the paddock, and same again, we're at this point we're under the clock, so we get a set starting time on the Sunday, and we get 6.5 hours, I think it is, to do our laps, and that includes any breakdowns, any repairs. It's all under that time restriction, time limit. So we got back, the other Freelander teams, massive help. We ended up having to riven up the sump guard back on, just to get it sort of back on there, and so we could go back out again. Went out, did a second lap, which was really good. Happy with the time on the second lap. Again, now I'm thinking everything's fine. We've got this, we can do it. And yeah, went out for a third lap. Unfortunately, managed to clip a rock in the woodland section, which we'd have got away with. But the problem was, because we'd bent the mounting points for the sump guard, the sump guard was actually touching the sump at this point. So the impact from the rock was transferred straight through to the sump, which, unbeknownst to us, actually cracked the sump at that point. Continued the lap, didn't get any warning lights or anything like that to tell us that we had an issue. The first we knew about it was when the engine just cut out, it just died. Died on the narrowest part of the track as well, so we had to restart the truck to get it off the track into a safe place. And you've seen upon restarting it, it was knocking bad. So we knew that was it. Managed to, at this point, we get recovered back to paddock, put it on the trailer, we're coming home. There's nothing we can do about it at that point. But I'll just show you if I can find it in my pile of bits. All right, spare engine, or new engine. So this here, don't know how well you can see that, the sort of crack that runs right through the sump, actually runs from here, as you can see. It actually runs all the way around. And yeah, that's dumped all its oil out, cost us the event. That's racing, they say. Frustrating, really frustrating. Don't want to do it again. Yeah, we did a lot of prep. We drove a long way to go and ultimately do 2.5 laps. Not even that really. Probably 1 lap. Race pace. The rest of it was obviously just a ruin. But yeah, apart from that, we've got front end's done now, which I can't show you because the bumper's all back on it. The engine, as we've just been sort of looking at, that is all back together, just waiting for its gearbox, which is on the pallet below it. So gearbox to go on, a couple of other little bits that can then go back in the truck. And then I can start with the other maintenance stuff, which you do sort of between each event. So I've got to go through the brakes and just check over, make sure there's nothing else that we've missed, because we actually haven't looked over the rest of the truck with sort of trying to get everything done. I don't know sort of how many of you know, although the truck is owned by Live Tuning, I drive it. Will, who works here also, is one of the co-drivers, and then a friend of the company's, Chris, is another co-driver who's standing in at the minute because Will and his partner have just had a baby. So Will won't be doing the next couple of events, but he will be back. But what I'm saying is, you know, we work full time. The workshop is very busy. So all of the maintenance and the work that actually happens on DES, we do it out of hours. So of course, with family life and everything else, it takes a bit of time. It's not a case of we can just pull it straight back in the workshop, do all the work on it, and it's ready to go again. So yeah, a lot of extra hours to do. A lot of extra hours already been done, but we'll be at the next one. So that's Ebb Vale, which I think is in about a week and a half's time, if my dates are correct, which it's been a long day, so they might not be. But yeah, looking forward to Ebb Vale. It seems like we should be quite good there, and yeah, that's it really. So steady on for the next one, I think, is the lesson we've learnt, and let's not have to put another engine in it after that event. These engines, although they're not expensive, they're I wouldn't say hard to come by, but trying to find a good one. To give you an idea, the black Freelander that I've just shown you that we took the front end from, that had a good engine in it. As far as we was aware, we purchased the vehicle, stripped all the engine out of it, went to take the injectors out, and they were just seized in. Even, you know, sort of proper injector pullers and everything could not get it out. So that sort of put sort of measure to that engine. So I then had to phone around a few close friends of ours. And Warren at Muddy Mods came through, got one on the shelf, went over there to his place that night in Nottingham, and yeah, picked it up, brought it back, stripped it down, swapped everything over, and like I say, apart from the gearbox, it's pretty much ready to go. And so yeah, thank you for that, Warren. You saved us really. And yeah, I mean, workshop wise, you've probably noticed we have been painting, so we're now nice and fetching in a black colour. There is a reason for that. We are planning, hopefully, at some point in the next couple of months, to have an open day on a weekend where you guys can come down. We'll have loads of trucks on display. Come down, have a nosy around the workshop, have a look at what we're doing. We hope to have the dyno running on the same time as well. So if you've got trucks that you want putting on the dyno, that's the plan. Again, like I say, time-wise, we're busy, but we try and squeeze in as much as we can. This thing, big stuff coming. really big stuff coming. Can't discuss it at the minute, but there will be, in the next few weeks, more TD5 content, and good TD5 content. You know, a lot of you know we got to you know 300 horsepower mark with it. We're keeping pushing. So yeah, don't miss that one. Don't miss that one. We also plan on doing midweek workshop vlogs. So that'll just be a 15, 20 minute, half an hour video, something like that, just to show you guys what we're doing in the workshop. So you get an idea of what we're doing day to day, you know, what jobs we've got in, what projects we're working on, and just a nice little infill for you, just to keep you in the loop. And yeah, same with that. So we do plan to bring you more. Certainly we'll have more on Des from Ebbvale, and the little Saxo, again, that's just done Cadwell. So I don't know whether this video will go out before or after them, but if it goes out after, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but you get the gist. So there's plenty of Saxo, plenty of TD5 Defender stuff, and also a bit of Freelander stuff thrown in with general workshop stuff. So hopefully that can keep you viewing and make you click that subscribe button. But for now, thank you. We do appreciate you guys watching it. We appreciate the comments. Yeah, we appreciate feedback. Are we doing it right? Are we are we making a complete hash of it? The videos, I mean, and not the driving, because I know I'm making a bit of hash of that at the minute. But yeah, let us know if there's something you want to see. If there's a vehicle you want us to cover in a bit more depth, then by all means, pop it in the comments. Not the 90. We know you want to see that. That is coming. Just be patient. Good things come to those who wait. But for now, leave you to it. Thank you. Bye-bye.